Good morning students, I am Krishnan Kumar, your physics teacher. As we have started our chapter 10 in physics of 11th class, that is mechanical properties of fluids. I have made two videos before this video, and this is your third video of this chapter, as chapter is very lengthy, so I need third video of this chapter. So in this part we are going to study the surface tension, means it is a tendency of a liquid to have the minimum surface area for the maximum volume. This is known as surface tension, means it is a property by which the any liquid regain its shape, and it is due to the intermolecular force. As liquid has many molecules, so there is a force of intermolecular force between the liquid. Due to this it will show your surface tension property. There can be two type of liquid or two type of force, you can say cohesive force or adhesive force. Cohesive force always act in between the same type of molecule, means similar type of molecules show this attractive property. Adhesive force is shown by the molecules of different type of liquid, or different type of your liquid shows your adhesive nature of your force. So cohesive means same type of molecules, and adhesive means different type of molecules. Now surface tension, as I have told you, it is the tendency to have the least surface area, and it is given by force per unit length. So if you want to calculate the surface tension, then if you divide simply force by its length, yani कि force acting on a particular distance or length, then force per unit length is your nothing but your surface tension. Next is surface energy, means if you are trying to applying the surface tension, or which is a simple force, then work done to increase the area is stored in the form of surface energy. Means if you are going to work done to increase the area of any liquid, then it will store in its surface energy, and it is given by simply work done to increase the surface area divided by increased in surface area. So to find the surface energy, you have to simply divide work done to increase the surface area to the increased in surface area. Remember, this is the increased in surface area. Now surface energy and surface tension, there is a relationship, so we have to find out this relationship. Suppose this is a frame, this is a simple your wires frame. In this is a movable wire which can be moved. If we dipped it into a liquid, then here there will be a liquid film. This will be a liquid film, and it will try to contract. It will try to have minimum surface area, so it will try to move in this side. If this has surface tension T, then surface tension, or you can say force, is given by surface tension per unit area, and as it has length L and it has two surfaces, one is on the upper hand, other is on the lower hand. It has two free surface, so we have to simply multiply by 2L. Now if we applied a force in the opposite direction, then it will not move in this direction, or we can say we have overcome our contraction, so it will not contract on this side. Now this applied force should be T into 2L. So then F is equal to T into 2L. Now work done is equal to force into displacement. If we simply move this wire, this frame up to this point, then there is a force and there is a work distance. So we can find the work done is equal to force into displacement. This is nothing but the T into 2L into X. And if you want to calculate the surface energy, it is work done. Work done is T into 2L into X, and increase in area. This is the increase in area. It is nothing but the X into 2L. So it is given by simply T. So surface energy is nothing but the surface tension of any liquid. Now, some basic phenomena due to surface tension. As you have watched the hair brush, when it go inside the liquid, it spread out, and when we come out from the liquid, it will contract because the liquid is taking minimum surface area. Drop of a liquid is a sphere. As we know, if we drop any liquid, then it will take a sphere shape, because spherical area is the minimum area for any volume. And this is your activity which can be explained with the help of your book. So you can read it from your book. This is nothing. Suppose this is a string and this is the handle. If you dip it into the liquid, then there will be a film of liquid in this part. Now if you drop a closed string with random shape, then if you pinch out this with a pin, then if this film is break, then this liquid try to have minimum area. So if this will try to minimum area, then this will try to move in outward direction. This thread will try to move in outward direction, and it will take a shape of your circle. So it will become circular shape. Next is oil spread on cold water due to the surface tension of your oil. Next is pressure across curved liquid surface. As we have seen, there are many type of liquid. Some have concave surface on the upper part, some have convex surface, and some has plane surface. Then net pressure किस side apply होगा, you have to find this. Now suppose if this is your concave shape, then this is the tangent from this point and this is the tangent from this point. So we can simply say there is a upward force. So now to keep the liquid here only, you have to apply a pressure in downward direction. So we can say for a concave type of concave shape of liquid, the pressure should be downward. Now for the convex, you can simply, if we draw a tangent like this, then resultant will be here. So if resultant is downward, so to keep its position here only, you have to apply a pressure which is perpendicular upward. And if this is a plane surface, then it will apply a force here, and both force will cancel each other. So there is no net pressure on the upper or the lower part. Next, your excess pressure inside a liquid drop. As we know, there is always a excess pressure inside a drop of liquid. Now we have to find how we can calculate its value. Suppose excess pressure is given by Pi minus P naught. Pi is input pressure, means inside pressure, P naught is outside pressure. Suppose this is the drop and it has a pressure Pi inside, P naught outside. It has a radius R. Now due to excess pressure, it will try to increase its shape or increase its radius. Suppose its radius is increased by a small parameter del R. So final your radius is R plus del R. Now outward force. Force is your pressure into area. Pressure is this, area is your 4 pi r square. Now small amount of work done. Work done, how you find the work done? This is your force and this is your distance that we have moved in outward direction, that is del R. This is del R, correct it. Now this work done stored in the form of a potential energy. So change in potential energy is given by surface tension into increase in area. As we have calculated, energy is equal to your tension per unit area. So we have to find the area, we have to find the change in potential energy for this much of radius. So this is surface tension, that is T, and increase in surface area. This is nothing but your this, that is final area, this one, and initial area, this one. You have to find this. This is given by simply by solving the whole square. We get this value. As we know that del r means increase in radius is very less, so we can neglect it. So del square r is can be neglected. So we can write is del u is equal to 8 pi t r del r. As this is due to the excess pressure, or this is the look at this previous slide, this value. This is the work done. So I have simply compared this is equal to change in potential energy, means work done is simply your potential energy, and from here I can simply find the change in pressure. Pi is inside pressure, P naught is outside pressure. It is given by 2T by R by simply solving this equation. Next is inside a liquid bubble. Now you have to find the excess pressure inside a liquid bubble. As now you can see that for a liquid bubble there is only a free surface. This has only a single free surface. Inside a liquid bubble, liquid bubble will always have two free surfaces, air inside and air outside. So it will have two free surface. It will have two free surface. So all the derivation will be same as we have discussed now. Just this has two surface. So change in energy, change in potential energy will be twice as compared to last time. So it is given by 2 into T. So this is replaced by 16 pi T r del r. Now simply by equating work done and potential energy, I can find the excess pressure difference, that is 4T by r. And inside the air bubble, now air bubble means air bubble inside a liquid, it will also have only a single free surface. So its value will be same as the previous derivation we have discussed, 2T divided by r. Next is capillarity. It is a process or phenomena due to which the liquid rise in a thin tube, or it may also fall in a thin tube. So rise or fall of a liquid inside a tube is known as capillarity. As we know that we have two type of liquid, one is concave safe, other is convex safe. So these type of liquid which wet the container or wet the surface, these liquid will go up in the height, and the liquid which does not wet the surface, it will go down from the original surface height. Now applications of capillarity, simple application has in the cotton wick. As we know that in our diya, the liquid, or you can say oil, going in upward direction through your wick with the help of capillarity phenomena, as there is a minor small hole in the wick. Nib of the pen, as a ink pen, write with the help of capillarity phenomena. Ink will go at the front end of the pen. Next is blotting paper. Blotting paper has a very small holes which absorbs the waters. Towel, a dry towel will capture all the water from your body due to the capillarity phenomena. Stem of the tree. Stem of the tree will capture the water from the earth's surface to the all part of the tree with the help of capillarity phenomena. Fields are plugged. Your field are plugged to maintain the moisture inside the liquid, inside the surface. Earthen vessels. Earthen vessels means मिट्टी के घड़े जो आपके हैं, they always keep water cold due to minority holes in the your earthen vessels. The heat produced inside the vessel will slowly wash out in the atmosphere, and there is only the cold water inside the vessel. Next is your angle of contact. It is the angle between the tube and the direction of the tangent inside the liquid. Inside the liquid. So this is the angle of contact made by any liquid. This is for the your concave surface and this is for convex surface. As for the convex surface, this is the surface. So this is the tangent and this is the angle inside the liquid between the tangent and the tube. So this is known as angle of contact. Then rise of liquid. This is very important derivation and it is also known as ascent formula. It means now we have to find the height of the liquid raised inside a capillary tube. So suppose this is a concave surface, then if we place a capillary tube inside it, then the water level will rise up. Now I have to find the height of the water level, how much it rised. Suppose it rised up to a height h. Now why this rise up? First take the theoretical concept, as this is the angle of contact between the surface and the tangent inside the liquid. So this is the surface tension and this is equal and opposite surface tension. Similarly, this is the surface tension, this is equal and opposite surface tension. Now I will simply divide this component into two parts. One is this, another is this. One is this, another is this. Now this is simply t sin theta and this is simply t cos theta. This is t cos theta, this is t sin theta. As t sin theta component are vertically are opposite to each other, so they will cancel out each other, but t cos theta, this component will help the liquid to raise its level inside the tube. As t sin theta cancelled, t cos theta upward, and per unit length, tension per unit length is t cos theta into 2 pi r. 2 pi r is the liquid inside circumference of your tube. Now weight of the liquid above the surface. This is your initial surface and weight in this part of your tube is given by volume at height h. Volume up to this height plus volume in menses, means this part is your menses. So you have to find weight in this also. So now what will we do? Volume of a cylinder of height h is nothing but the pi r square h, and volume in menses can be simply by finding, first you have to find this cylindrical volume. This cylindrical volume is your pi r square into r, as radius is r, distance is also height is also r, so pi r square into r, and minus this semi-sphere. Semi-sphere is nothing but your 2 by 3 pi r cube. Now by simply solving this, I get this relation. As at the equilibrium, when the water rise up and stop up to a particular point, now at that point upward force is equal to weight on the liquid. Upward force is nothing but your 2 pi r into t cos theta, and weight we have just calculated pi r square h plus r by 3 rho g. So now from here I can find the tension, that is T h plus r by 3 2 cos theta into rho into g. If I neglect r by 3, as capillary tube has very narrow radius, very low radius, so I can neglect r by 3. So by neglect this, I get tension is equal to r rho h g divided by 2 cos theta, and from here I can simply calculate height of the liquid raised inside the tube. It is given by 2t cos theta divided by r rho g. Next is rise of liquid in insufficient tube length. if the length of the tube which is dipped inside a liquid is insufficient, then the liquid will not flow out from the tube. It will simply decrease its radius. Now, this you have to prove. Suppose the increased radius is r and this is the radius of tube, this is small r. If this is theta, then this will also theta, as angle between two lines is similar between its perpendiculars. Now, as we have calculated, h is equal to 2t cos theta divided by r rho g. Now, we have to put the value of cos theta. From this triangle, if I want to use cos theta, it is simply base over hypotenuse. So, r upon r. Now, by simply putting the value of r from here, this is cross multiply r cos theta. Now, put cos theta value of r, small r, is equal to cos theta r. So, this is r cos theta. Cos theta se cos theta cancel out, it will remain 2t by r rho g. Now, if I simply cross multiply, and these are the constants parameter and these are the variable parameter. 2t is constant, rho g is also constant. So, we can say r into h is constant. R into h is constant. So, if height will rise, radius will decrease. So, by simply this we can say that if the length of tube is insufficient, then water will not flow out from the tube. Now, next your shape of the drop means what is the shape of drop for the different type of liquid, the liquid which wet the surface or which do not wet the surface. Suppose this is a drop and this is the surface. Now, angle of contact is nothing but the tangent inside the liquid from the surface. So, this is the surface tension between solid and air. This is the surface tension between solid and liquid, and this is the surface tension between liquid and air, as there are three different surfaces: solid, liquid and air. Now, as we know that at equilibrium, this is equal to, this side of force should be equal to this side of force. This is TSA. Now, this should be, now I will resolve this component into two parts. One is this, another is this, and this is nothing but TLA cos theta. So, TSA plus TLA cos theta is equal to TSA, and this is TSL, correct it, because total force in this direction is equal to total force in this direction for liquid to be in equilibrium position. From here I can find the cos theta. Now, by simply putting these value, I can simply find out the value of theta. Now, for first case, if TSA is greater than TSL, then theta will be between 0 to 90 degree, and these are the concave type of surfaces, the liquid which wet the surfaces, suppose water. And if TSA is less than TSL, then theta will be more than 90 degree up to 180 degree, and these are those surfaces which do not wet the, these are those liquid which do not wet the surfaces. So, from this simple calculation you can differentiate between the types of your liquid. So, this is all about your chapter 10 in your +1